I want to move on towards the top of the table. We're talking the very top of the table. We're talking Arsenal and we're talking Liverpool and the next 5 games. So Opta analysts often bring out, the best and worst statistical, who's got the easiest runs, who's got the hardest runs. And in light of Arsenal gathering up form, you guys are keeping clean sheets, you're trying to win games, and Liverpool having lost to Palace and lost to Galatasaray, and you can argue why they lost. Was it bad form? Was it unlucky days? But according to Opta analyst, Liverpool have the second hardest average opponent rating across the next 5 games. Chelsea, United, Brentford, Villa and City. And then Arsenal have the easiest. Out of all 20 Premier League teams, Arsenal have the easiest fixture list with West Ham, Fulham, Palace, Burnley and Sunderland. And I just want to pose the question, is there going to be a bit of a momentum shift in this title? Are we going to potentially see Arsenal top of the league come November? Or Liverpool, I know, Alex, obviously I'll ask you this first, or do you think Liverpool can hold their head, keep strong and then get back to winning ways despite the tough fixtures coming?
So it's Chelsea away, United at home after the international break, will stay in the league and not the cups. Brentford away, Villa at home and then City away. I mean, we might as well go through them individually. I think look, I hope we get full points in all of them, but we have to almost get 3 points on Saturday. It's such a big game. We know that they're well under it, so it's a good time to go there on paper. But mentality-wise, we've got a massive shift. We've got to shift a few gears from the Palace and the Galatasaray game. United at home, no more needs to be said. You can't walk away from that game without a win right now.
It's like hammering roulette at the moment. We're giving everyone 3 points. And then
Brentford, obviously, I think they're first. They've got the most.
Yeah, Brentford have the toughest fixtures.
Second, Brentford are first, and if you look at their run, some games they've had already, and a lot at home as well, which is why they've picked up a few good results. But yeah, they've obviously just played Chelsea, they've played Villa, they've lost to Fulham, Man United at the weekend, then they've got Man City at home, West Ham away, Liverpool at home, and then Palace away, and then Newcastle. So that's tough. I'd probably agree with the ranking. Look, Arsenal's are easier on paper, but you've still got to get the points in the bag. I fully expect Arsenal to beat West Ham this weekend, and there could be a situation where 5 o'clock Saturday, Arne Slot's in the change room saying, boys, Arsenal have just won 4-0 there. We're now second in the table. How do you respond to that? Go and make sure that we go into this international break on top of the table. But there was a period last year with Liverpool, I think it was around the time that Robbie was saying, you've not played anyone good, you've played all easy games, you're so lucky, you only just beat Real Madrid, they got loads of injuries, Man City aren't all that this season. There was a period there where it was about November to March is always the toughest period in this calendar. Slot came out and said it as well. There was a period after the Forest game, went away and beat AC Milan, won last minute at Southampton, beat Madrid 2-0, beat City 2-0, crazy 3-3 draw away at Newcastle, and we went on a massive run. And I'm hoping that after this game, this defeat to Palace, this defeat to Galatasaray, last season, I'm looking at the scores, a lot of 2-0s, 3-0s, it was so controlled in that first year under Slot. But we had this period, right, where it was Chelsea away, Leipzig, Arsenal, Brighton again, Leverkusen, Villa, Southampton, Madrid, City, Newcastle. And we won 90% of those games. So even though they're harder fixtures, I'd expect us out the next 5 to hopefully at least get 4 wins and maybe a draw somewhere.
You were looking better last season, though. And what I would say about last season is
that's not what you said last season. You said, we're getting lucky, we're playing no one good. And you're right, we didn't play anyone above us.
So let me just say, right, last season, right, you had an easy start to the season, right? And what that allowed Liverpool to do was really build up a head of steam and momentum, right?
Yeah, United away.
And they're almost kind of out of sight before, well, not out of sight, but they really built up a nice lead before anybody could get going. This season, they've still been impressive. Probably, we know they haven't been as fluent as they have, but they've still got the points on the board. They're still top of the league, right? And I'm not, in no way am I saying that Liverpool are going to fall off because they're a top side. But what I would say, Arsenal have had a really tough start to the season, and to still be within 2 points of Liverpool after that, because in our first 6 games, we had to go away to Old Trafford, first game of the season. First game of the season. That's a place where we don't traditionally do very well, right? We had to go away to Man United. We had to go away to Anfield. We had to go away to St James's Park, a place where we lost twice last season. And we've had Man City. That's in our first 6. That's a tough start. We deserve some winnable games now, right? Or some games that on paper look more favourable. Because we've had I remember when we got that fixture list, I was over in, I think it was in Singapore, right, with Arsenal, the pre-season. When I saw that fixture list, I was like, oh my days, man. I go, that is tough. And I was like, if we could get to that Newcastle game and, we're not too, and we've actually done that. So, we got winnable games coming up, on paper. I said it this morning, I never like to say easy games because there are no easy games in the Premier League. But we got this Saturday, of course, at home at West Ham, although West Ham did beat us.
They're a bit of Arsenal's bogey team, aren't they?
They can be. We've got to go away to Fulham. We've lost there before as well. I don't think we lost. Last year we drew there. We got Crystal Palace at home. As we know, they're playing well. We got Burnley away and Sunderland away, like you said, right? And then we get into some harder games again. Tottenham at home, Chelsea away. But I think the key at the moment is that was a huge win for Arsenal last week. That win at St James's Park, right? We needed to try and take advantage of the fact that Liverpool had dropped points at Palace. We took advantage of that. And I think the key to this season with Arsenal, what could be the key for us, is the squad. We've got a much better squad than we've had for years. Even the game yesterday, I was at the game, Arsenal made about 5 changes for a Champions League game, right? And still, should really have won that comfortably. And players like Saka, those guys, they only played about 15 minutes of that game. So they should be fresh coming up for the game at the weekend. And I think that's one of the things in which Arsenal have learned. The squad has not been good enough. We suffered badly from injuries last year. Remember at this period last year, am I right, Jack, that we would have said Odegaard would have been out at this time when he picked up his injury.
Yeah, Rice
he was out for 3 months. Rice was out. We were all over the place with injuries. This year, we've had a lot of injuries this season already, but because the squad is so good, it's been able to soak those injuries up. So Saka was out right at the start of the season. Last year, that's alarm bells, serious alarm bells ringing, but Madueke done brilliant. Now Madueke's out, Saka's back. Havertz out. Ben White's been out. These are main guys in previous seasons.
Saliba
out.
Come in.
Yeah, Mosquera come in and done brilliantly. So that's what gives me a lot of.
He's fine. Apparently, yeah. he got a knock. Yeah, he got a knock, and he said it hurt, so he came off.
But it gives me a lot of hope. It gives me a lot of hope this season when I see how the squad is performing. Because if we are going to overturn Liverpool, we're going to need a good squad. We're going to need I think Liverpool have got an amazing squad, but I think they have left themselves a little bit short. And it's not me being wise after. I said this right at the start of the season. They should have got Gay, because I was saying then, what if something happened to Van Dijk or Konate? Because, you never know when an injury can be around the corner. I think Arsenal have stacked up that squad this season because they've realised that over the years it's cost them dearly. So, we've got favourable games coming up. Like Alex said, we've got to win them. I mean, they're only favourable if you win them. Opta stuff and all that. If you go there and you're off it, Opta don't mean nothing. Right, but I think we've earned the right now to have a few winnable games because we've had such a hard start. Tough start. I think United have had a tough start as well, by the way.
We had the hardest start, but I don't even factor that into the equation when we look at where we are at the moment, because even the wins we've got, it's been a last-minute winner against Burnley, and then because Chelsea had 10 men. When it was 10v10 against Chelsea, they scored and we didn't. Although, admittedly, we were already 2-0 up, so we sat still. But, Jack, I want to ask you, and I'm going to press you for an answer here.
All right, brilliant.
1st of November, who's top of the league?
Liverpool.
You still think Liverpool top of the league after that?
Yeah.
You're currently 2 behind them.
Yeah, do you know what?
Considering all the fixtures that we've just talked about.
Yeah.
1st of November?
Yeah.
Yeah, so 1st of November, so that...
What's your fixtures again?
Time. It
What's
was
your fixtures?
Chelsea
What's
away.
your fixtures until the 1st of November?
Let me get them up.
Well, the next 5 for them: Chelsea away, United at home, Brentford away, Villa at home, City away.
Yeah, I just want to
That's
say,
the next
it's maybe a weird thing to say, but I almost feel like these next 5 games for Arsenal are more important to the title race than the last 5, because we've traditionally been quite good against your Cities and sort of those sort of big games, but it's the...
Not Newcastle away. We
Not
lost
Newcastle
them.
away, true, but
United
our
or-
big game record has been sort of okay, like good, or at least on par with other teams. But it is the West Ham at home. We lost last year, we lost the year before. Fulham away, we drew last year, lost the year before. Crystal Palace at home, we drew last year. And then 2 promoted teams away where typically we struggled against low blocks. So I actually think you're going to learn a lot more about where Arsenal are now and how much you've improved from the next 5 games rather than the past 5 games. I think we knew what Arsenal were going to bring to the table at Anfield and Old Trafford and that lot. It's these games now that last year's, these are our banana skins. These are the games where we walk away and it's like, how on earth have we dropped points to West Ham and Fulham? So I actually think this is probably going to tell more than what we've already seen.
Although we have had, like the Leeds game and who else was it? Forest, where those 2 games put 8 past them, right, without conceding a goal. So and I think a lot of that's down to now is a bit more firepower at Arsenal. So there's players they can bring on that can change those games. Last year, if you didn't work with the starting lineup, that was it.
I mean, when we saw Eze and Saka on the side of the pitch at Man City at half-time, that's probably the loudest I've heard the Emirates in a while. I mean, how often in the past 3 years have we seen Arteta able to make them sort of subs off the bench, and then Eze comes on as well? Like it's
Your finishing yesterday, not the world's
not
best,
great.
not the best finishing I've seen. But when you talk about Arsenal and these next 5 games potentially being more key for you than the previous 6 you've played, that's also the same reason why you bought Gyökeres. You didn't buy Gyökeres necessarily
bully,
to
apparently.
score twice against Newcastle or get that winner against Liverpool or that kind of stuff. You've bought him.
Well, it would be nice if...
It would be nice.
It would certainly help.
But it's those kind of games where when you're playing these teams away, like you're playing West Ham at home, you're playing Fulham away. It's those kind of games where you've lacked a goal. Where that's where Havertz has hit the crossbar or Saka's missed a penalty. It's those kind of games you say that happens. To me, I always think of the 2-0 loss against Villa at the Emirates a couple of seasons back. I think that is that's the quintessential kind of game that Arsenal would have at least once or twice a season. This is where you
and that
want
cost you a
Gyökeres
league,
to be.
basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, it was Christmas 2 seasons ago that
I remember it.
that Fulham, we went away to Fulham and lost, and then we had West Ham at home. We lost 2-0. We had something like 26 shots on target. Had broke some sort of Premier League record and lost 2-0 because they just nicked 2 on the break from a set piece.
Yeah.
So they're the games where, like you say, we struggle against low blocks because we can't create. Okay, well, Eze is there now. We don't have a flat track bully that can occupy defenders and just bundle one in. Okay, we got Gyökeres now. So again, this is what I'm saying. This is where you learn these next 5 games what we've changed and why we've changed it, and hopefully then those games don't happen anymore.
Yeah, you've got the maverick creator in the way Eze is. He's good with both feet. He can score and he can assist and he can make decisions really, really quickly. Whereas other players like Martinelli, with all due respect to Martinelli, he takes sometimes a little bit longer to make his decision or he makes the wrong one.